What's going on, everyone? My name is D. Anthony with evolutiontraders.com. In this video, we're going to talk about you wanting to become a futures scalper. So a lot of you guys out there who are trading prop firms love to call yourself a scalper. You love to, play at a very fast pace. Maybe you don't like or lack the patience of a 5-minute chart, an hourly chart, or waiting for some of the big levels to set up on the 4-hour and daily, and you want the market to open, you want to get in, you want to make money, you want to take 50 trades a day, you want to be this, quote unquote cool day trader who is scalping like an absolute madman. Okay, I get it, right? There's millions of ways to make money in the markets. I'm not opposed to scalping. I take some scalps here and there. Again, predominantly a lot of the time frames that I'm trading is the 5-minute, and then I'm kind of basing some levels off the 1 hour. But a lot of you guys like to trade the 1-minute time frame. Now, there's also traders who trade the 30-second and even 15-second time frame. That's a little bit too much for me. I've traded the 1-minute time frame before. I've found some entries. I'm going to give you guys my best tips for day trading or scalping on the 1-minute time frame. Now, let me put out a disclaimer before we kind of get into particular setups that I personally would look for when we're scalping. If you're going to be a scalper and you're going to play the 1-minute time frame, there's a few things that you need to understand. You better be able to execute at a very high level. You better be able to critical think at an extremely fast pace. You better be able to do some basic math in real time. And you better be able to, analyze risk in real time very, very quickly. Because a lot of times when you're watching the 1-minute candlesticks, these things can go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. And the next thing you know, you've missed 2 or 3 setups. And then now you're confused and then you're just taking something completely random. So let's kind of get into it here. I've already drawn this little line. This is 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is when the market opens. This is pre-market data, so just ignore the red box here. This is where we open up. Now, what I would use to scalp the 1-minute time frame is use an EMA, and I really like using the 9 EMA for scalping, especially on these lower time frames, because it's going to hug a lot tighter to the price action. You're going to get some momentum moves. And again, if we're talking about scalping, normally you're going to be sized up a little bit. Even if you're playing micro contracts, maybe you're playing 4, 5, 6 micro contracts, maybe you're playing a mini contract or 2 mini contracts. We're looking to catch momentum, and we're looking to get in, we're looking to get out, and we're looking to replicate that over and over and over multiple times in a day. Now, keep this in mind. Some of your best scalpers are probably winning at a 40, 50, 60% win rate, somewhere in that vicinity, but they're going to keep the wins bigger than the losses. Now, does it always happen? Of course not. Are you going to get into moves where it just doesn't work out and you take a little bit of a bigger loss than you would have liked to assume? Of course, that's trading. If you can't handle that and you think that you're going to find some magic strategy that's going to allow you to be profitable just because you studied, 20 videos on YouTube on a particular strategy, you're out of your minds. Go do something else, right? Only serious people who actually want to be profitable and want to be consistent and want to make money in this business stick around. So I'm going to walk you through some of the price action here on the 1-minute time frame. All we have is a 9 EMA. Okay, so we're looking at a 1-minute time frame. This white line is a 9 EMA. Exponential moving average. That's all we've got on our charts. Now we're going to add drawings to our charts. We're going to add some supply and demand. We're going to add some breakout spots. We're going to add some, support areas as the price action goes along. Now, obviously, we don't know that any of this price action is going on as soon as the bell opens here, but I want to kind of show you guys what we would be looking for in this particular situation. So I'm going to blow this chart up just a little bit more, and I'm going to actually show you guys some of the things that I would personally be looking for if I was going to be scalping the 1-minute time frame. This may help you. So notice how we open up right at 6:30. We immediately start to push up over pre-market highs. I know there's a lot of people who like to kind of take these breakouts over the pre-market highs or overnight session highs. They kind of get into these momentum plays and see if they can catch a little bit of a move. Okay, if that's part of your process and that's part of your playbook, let me show you how you can navigate risk. Again, how many contracts you're playing, that's completely up to you. Some of you guys, you're all over the place with your position sizing. What you need to do first things first is figure out how many contracts you're going to be playing if you're going to be implementing this type of strategy and this type of trading, right? That's going to be safe for your account. Again, we don't want to get crazy. We're not trying to put on 15 lots and we're trying to catch, 100 points. We're not trying to do that. You're going to blow yourself up. So what we could do here is, as soon as we identify in this pre-market, we got these highs here, we're noticing that we're building a base over the 9 EMA. As soon as we shoot up and we take out pre-market highs, here's one thing that I can do. Okay, I'm going to put a stop loss right at the low wick. So we open up, we pull down, we start to take out the pre-market highs as soon as, again, now, if you want to be a scalper, you better be able to execute in real time very quickly, because sometimes these setups, they explode in 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes, and you need to be getting in, you need to be getting out. Our stop loss is going to be below the 9 EMA. It's going to be below this low wick. As soon as we break pre-market highs, we're going to get in. Boom. Now you can see here, this 1 minute candle, it has a range of 24 points. So this is where a lot of newer traders tend to get overwhelmed, because they don't realize that the volatility in the range right off the open can go down and wick and up and down in 1 minute candle, 10 points, 15 points, 20 points, and that can kind of sway you around. So again, if you're going to play this type of strategy, I get it. You're going to size yourself a little bit bigger so you can catch some of these more, momentum scalp, smaller point moves. But let's not oversize ourselves to the point where we can't sit through, 5, 6, 7 points of drawdown and it's going to blow our accounts, right? So again, 3, 4, 5 micro contracts, that should be sufficient enough. You can make some money. As soon as we take out the overnight session highs, we want to get long. We want to make sure that we're going to put our stop loss here. So that's our max pain. Okay. So our max pain is going to be 24 points. Again, you may be thinking that's a lot of points. Well, guys, this is a 1 minute candle. Can you really put anything else? I mean, even the previous 5 minute candle is here at 16,443. I mean, that's still around 18, 17 points worth of risk. How much risk do you want to put, right? 4 points, 5 points? I mean, maybe you can do that, but you better be getting in over the break of the pre-market highs, 16,451, and you better be selling at 54s. You better be selling at 56s, 57s, 59s. You better get out of trade. If that's how quickly you want to play it, then you can definitely play it that way. But again, what I would do is size down a little bit, maybe 4 or 5 micro contracts, put a 1 bar stop here. If we do start to break below this 9 EMA, you want to get out of the trade. Again, what I would look for is like 2 to 3 pushes higher. Okay, that's what I would look for, 2 to 3 pushes higher. So what does that mean? If I'm going to get in off the opening candle because we're taking out pre-market highs, I'm looking for 1, 2, 3 pushes higher, or we can call it 1, 2 pushes higher. I mean, we need to be getting in. We need to be getting out. We need to be getting in. We need to be getting out. Like, you need 1, 2, 3 pushes higher. I would say 2 to 3 pushes higher max. Okay, if you're not following and you're not picking up what I'm laying down, I mean, rewind the video back and try to catch up, right? So even if you do that, I mean, you're looking at getting in at a price of around 16,455, around that area, and you would be looking to sell, maybe in the 60s, the low 60s, taking 5 points, taking 6 points, taking 7 points. Okay, so now what are we looking at? Now we need to wait for a new setup. The new setup is going to come once you see us put in this high, and then we kind of break this high, we pull back, we break this high again. You need to see some structure, okay? We can't just say, here's the high, right? This is what I see a lot of traders do. Well, here's the high. So then they get in on this candle, and then it pulls back and they get stopped out. And then it puts in a new high. And then they chase the new high again, and then it pulls back and they get stopped out. So you need to give it a few minutes. You need to give it a few minutes after we break this initial run, and you need to see some structure. So then what I'm going to do here, after I see some structure being built, I'm going to put out a little bit of a supply zone here at this structure high. That price is 16,494. So now I've got a little bit of a supply zone. So as we pull back into the 9, notice how we lose the 9 and then quickly wick back up. I love these type of candlesticks. I call these candlesticks reversal candlesticks. It's a hammer candle. You can call it a change in trend candle, whatever you want to call it. I don't really care. But I like to call these change in trend candles. I like to call these reversal candlesticks, whatever, right? So we come down into supply here. I'm going to mark out these lows. All I'm going to realistically look for is green candles to take out red. That's it. Remember, we're scalping, so we want to make these decisions in real time. If this is too much for you, go play another time frame. But there's a good majority of you guys out there who are doing this type of shit each and every single day, where you're looking for this setup, that setup, that setup. Okay, that's fine. We can definitely play that way. We can definitely trade that way. But are you mentally ready to play this way? Because if you don't operate at a very high speed, if you don't operate and your decision making is slow or it's lacking, you cannot be a scalper. You cannot look for these little, 5-point moves here, 7-point moves here, 10-point moves here. You can't do it because your brain is not going to process it in a fast time. Now, a lot of traders, retail traders, want to think that they're this magic hyper scalper, but majority of you guys out there don't operate at this pace. But again, there are people who can operate at this speed. And if you can, fantastic, you can make some money. So if you notice how when we pull into the 9 EMA here, we get this push off, this little change in trend candlestick, we have a nice wick here. I'm going to mark out the lows. That's going to be my stop loss. So this is a 17.5-point range that we have here. Any close below the 9 EMA, I might consider getting out before it hits my max pain stop loss. Again, so I'm keeping that in the back of my mind. Again, I'm talking to you guys in real time the way I would be realistically analyzing this market. We're pushing over the 9 EMA. We broke the 9 EMA here. I like this change in trend candlestick here. Here's a low, so I'm going to mark this low out. That's going to be my max pain. If I get a green candle that takes out red, I'm going to consider jumping into this candle. If we do lose the 9 EMA and we close below it, but it doesn't hit my max pain, I'm probably going to think about selling. So let me see what the price action does. I'm in the trade here. I've got this line here. I'm in the trade here. All I'm looking for, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. Again, 5 micro contracts, 1 mini contract. I'm looking to get in. I'm looking to take 5. I'm looking to take 7. I'm looking to take 10 extremely quickly. Why am I talking fast? Because you got to analyze fast. Why am I talking fast? Because this is real life. Like this is, if you want to be a scalper, you better be prepared to analyze quickly, do math in your head quickly. What's my max pain? 17.5 points. What would I be looking to take profits at? Probably half of that. If I can get 7 points, 8 points, I'm going to be out, right? So for scalping, if I'm going to give up 17 points as a max pain, and then I might have, maybe a 10-point stop loss below the 9 EMA, well, I'm going to take 17. I'm going to cut that in half. I'm going to say if I can get 7, 8, 9 points off it, I'm going to just take my profits. And again, your risk to reward is going to be a little different every time because you're going to need to make real game time decisions live and very quickly. Not telling yourself, well, I think I want to get 17 points off this. Let me just see what the market does. And God forbid it's the trade that goes against you and never gets there. Again, this trade would have given you 17.5 points if you would have stuck to it. But a lot of you guys will get in the trade here. They'll get in and it'll pull back. You'll go and draw down. You'll cut it. And then it's back up. So again, 7, 8, 9 points on a scalp. That's all I'm going to look to take. If you're going to look to get in this trade at the high of this price, when green candle takes out red, we'll be looking to get in at 16,464 again. So I'll be looking to take profits in the 70s. Right, so let's look at where we hit the 70, 73. I might take profits up here. That's 5, 6, 7, 8 points. I might take profits here. Boom. Now, again, let's take off these lines because the chart's going to continue to move fast. We've already got that supply zone, right? Look at where we come up again. We knock our heads, knock our heads, knock our heads, knock our heads, come back down. Okay, we can't get over these highs now. Here's a little bit of a change in trend short term when we close below the 9 EMA. This is only a 6.5 point candle. If we confirm it, if I can get 4, 5, 6 points, I'm going to get in, I'm going to get out. Where's my stop? It's a reason why stop. So I'm going to give it a 1-bar stop system. I'm going to put a line here. As soon as we confirm here, right, on this next candle, boom, I'm in. This is a 13.5 point candle. So as soon as I get in, what did I say? If our risk is about 6.5 points, if I can get 5, 6, 7, 8 points, I'm getting in, I'm getting out. So I'm going to be in and out on this one candle. Does that make sense? Well, what about, if it would have went lower? I'm not worried about if it's going lower. Why? Because I want to get in and I want to make money quickly. This is about getting in on momentum moves. What's our next move, guys? What do you think our next move is? A break of structure, right? Look at the structure. We got rejected here, 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 here. We got rejected. So what do you think is going to happen if we finally break through? There might be some momentum. So if we're a scalper, what are we looking for, guys? We're looking for that momentum. So you can do one of two entries. You can wait for the candle to close and take the confirmation, right? Confirmation just means that we're waiting for it to break structure. and then we're going to put another little, you know, level here. And then once we confirm breaking the new high that broke previous structure, we're going to get in. So it would be 7:01 for me Pacific Standard Time. We're going to get in here. Now this is a pretty beefy candle. It's 32.5 points. I might cut my stop loss down by using the 9 EMA right here, and that's probably going to cut my stop loss in half. Right? So I might be giving myself 15, 18 points worth of room to kind of wiggle. So immediately I'm going to analyze, well, I don't want to take one mini contract because I don't want to lose 15, 16 points. Let me play 3 or 4 micro contracts and let me get in on the confirmation, which is here at 7:01. Now there's a lot of people who also take the break of structure on the first move. You can do it. Sometimes it's a little bit more risky. It's completely up to you. There's no right or wrong way to take the entry on it. Again, just as long as you know where your stop loss is going to be. So once we break this, all we're going to really look for, if this is a 32.5 point candle, let's just cut it in half, right? If we're going to look to take 15, 16, 17 point stop loss somewhere in there, or, you know, even 10, 12 points, then we better be getting ready to take profits over 10 points, over 14 points, over 15 points, 16 points. Get in, get green, get out. Get in, get green, get out. This is scalping. For those of you who are sitting back right now and you guys are thinking, well, why wouldn't I hold it for more? That's only a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Let me tell you something, newbie, because the time that you want to get more and you want, you know, 2R, 3R, 4R, is the time it's never going to get there, and you're going to be oversized and it's going to go up 15 points and it's going to pull back on you 40 and you're going to blow your account. A scalper means you're getting in and you're getting out. You're taking momentum. You're taking pieces of momentum. Now, if you want to be a day trader where you're going to trade bigger supply and demand zones, you're going to trade bigger moves, you're going to wait for the chart to get to, you know, an expected price target, be a day trader then. So many of you guys want to be a scalper. Well, this is what a scalper is going to do. You're not going to see a scalper getting in on a move and still being in the move 3 hours later up 100 points. The reality of that is slim to none. Does it happen? Yes, but it's like, you know, do people win the lottery? Sure. But does it happen every day? No, right? So it's like, yes, a different person wins a lottery every week, but it's not like the same person winning constantly and constantly and constantly is what I'm trying to get at. Again, don't take everything so concrete, guys. Some of you guys who watch these videos take everything that I say as like concrete. Like, I use a lot of analogies. I use a lot of like sarcasm. Like, there's a lot of like realistic, like I'm shooting the shit with you as if I would be talking to, you know, one of my friends here at home, right? And I feel like that's the way people can learn better. Like, I'm not going to sit here and give you everything politically correct. I'm going to talk to you real. Like, this is real. Like, this is real life. Because again, if we were all perfect traders and we can all get, you know, 3R every single trade and we can only risk 5 points and make 35 points every trade, we would all be millionaires. You wouldn't be watching this video, would you, smart one? You'd be off doing something else, like enjoying one of your 3 or 4 different wives. Like, I don't know, but you wouldn't be here watching me spew nonsense, right? So again, every trade's different. Every risk is different. What it really comes down to is how well are you actually managing your risk and your emotions? Like, how well do you manage yourself when you lose a trade? Half of you, actually 90% of you guys lose a trade and you get all butt hurt and you're like, oh man, like I need to get my money back, and you double your size, and then next thing you know, you take a bigger loss, and it's like, guys, control your up here first, please. Like, can we get real and be serious? Anyways. So if you look at the entry here, we can either wait for a confirmation over this break of structure, or we can take the break of structure on the first move. Either or, the choice is yours. Just understand that you're looking at a 32.5 point range here. Let's cut that in half, maybe 15, 16 points worth of a stop loss. But we're also looking for 15, 16 points. So this candle goes 20 points, this candle goes 22 points. You would have got your move here for at least 15 to 20 points, right? Like, let's just call it a day. And what did I also say? If you're going to scalp, get in, you know, you're looking to take 2-3 pushes higher. So if we're getting in here, you know, this is 1 push, this is 2 push, you would be selling here. If you're getting in here, this is 1 push, this is 2 push, this is 3 push, you would be getting out here, okay? It is what it is. So now, as the chart's going on, we have a new level of supply. We're going to mark this out because we got rejected, 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 rejected. We're starting to fall back down here. Some of you guys can also take like a little bit of an entry here. We take these entries in Evolution Traders. Notice how this candle here at 7:15 breaks this structure, right? Notice how we break that structure. This here I would be looking at, we're hitting our heads, we're creating a floor. We're hitting our heads, we're creating our floor. Okay, if we break this floor, I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna get in and I'm gonna get out here at support. What support? The 9 EMA. So I'm going to get in at 16,635. Boom. I'm going to get in on this candle. It's an 18.5 point range candle. By the time I get in, it's at 34s. It comes all the way down. I want to sell at demand. I'm going to be selling at like 27. So I'm going to make another 5, 6, 7 points. It is what it is. Here's a 20 SMA play here. The range is 9.5 points. You definitely get that. Again, never closes back over the 9 EMA, so forth and so forth. So you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. Look at how exhausting it is though. Right? I mean, this price action is only to 721, right? This is only an hour off the market. And essentially you could have taken a few trades, 3, 4 trades, potentially. They were all winners. Price action was smooth, but you got to be able to act quickly. You got to be able to do math quickly. You got to be able to take profits quickly, and you got to know what you're looking for. Are you marking out these lines here? Like, are you marking out this supply? Are you marking out these lows, right? You know, where's price action? This is ranging. If I break the range to the top side, I want to be long. If I break the range to the downside, I want to be short. It is what it is. I'm going to include this 9 EMA strategy in here as well. Take a little baby scalp here. I'm going to take this bounce off the 9 EMA here. Green candle taking out red, using the previous low as a stop. There's a setup there. Obviously, we already discussed that one. Here's a setup here. Here's another little setup here. This is only a 7.5 point range. You get it in one candle. Boom, take your 7, 6 points, right? 5, 6 points. Here's a setup here. Doesn't confirm. We've got a, you know, again, top level of supply here. Now this one here doesn't really go right away. Notice how when we break it, we do confirm, but it only goes up from 61 to 68. So there's only about 6 points there. So here's the biggest takeaway I'm going to give you guys. If you guys are going to play the 1 minute time frame, you're going to scalp like this, I would look to take 5, 6, 7 points. If you get in, you take 5, 6, 7 points, you get out, you find the next setup, take 5, 6, 7 points, you get in, take 5, 6, 7 points, you'll be profitable. You're going to have a lot more wins, but let's make sure that we're not taking a 30-point loss, because that's going to wipe out like 4 winning trades, right? So that's not what you want to do. You want to also have the discipline. Hey, I won 3 trades. I won 4 trades here. I'm up, you know, $200-300. Let me call it a day. I'm up $500. Let me call it a day. Guys, sitting at the computer screens all day doesn't mean you're going to make more money. Most of you guys sit here all day and you end up giving back everything that you made in the morning. So remember, you know, your brain is only going to be able to make about 3 to 4 really good high execution, you know, decisions a day when it comes to trading. After that, you're just kind of like, you're just going through the motions, right? And I notice even myself, like after 2 hours, I'm just like going through the motions, and half the time I have to take a break and come back. If you guys enjoyed this video, maybe you guys want to learn a little bit more and you guys want to trade with me each and every single day live, that link is down in the description box below to join Evolution Traders. If not, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see all of you guys on the next video.